we're doing some interviews today. Such a good vibe.
And period, cause
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So this video is a trendy video clip of an interview I got in New York. So what happened is that I think this interviewer went out on the street of New York. If I'm not mistaken, I think Harlem. I'm not sure, but she was out there on the street of New York, and she stopped at this young lady, and she was asking this lady about better health. Is it better health? Something planning, like the family planning side of the US. I know the word. I don't know why I can't think. Somebody help me. I can't really put it out. Like when you the body that helps with planning, with contraceptive and all that, pro-choice. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so she was asking her about it, and the lady was telling her like, yeah, it's good because they help with this, all the benefits of the organization, and about how they help women and even educate younger girls and all that. But the interview went from 0 to 100 real quick when the interviewer went really hard on her and was literally insinuating that the lady she was interviewing was condoning that children be unalive and all that, children in the foster care should be unalive and all that. And before she could even say left, right, center, the lady put her hands on her. And this has struck an entire conversation because some people are saying that the interviewer was wrong pushing the lady's button. While some people are saying that the lady was wrong. Some people are saying that pro-choice people are very aggressive. Like, people are just twisting this thing the way they want to. But anyway, guys, let's go check out a bit of the clip. I'm going to try to keep it as possible because of YouTube guidelines. But yeah, people's response to this entire drama, and then we'll come back and talk more.
Channel? Yeah, we're doing some interviews today. Such a good vibe. Should we keep kids in foster care? And
why not? Why not, if that's the case?
We should keep kids in foster care that aren't wanted.
Who's going to take care of them? I need to know the percentage of people who take children from foster care and them, who make them like personal slaves.
We should kill them.
Statistics before you come to me talking about pro-life.
We should kill the victims of...
I think, what does this have to do with molestation?
You just mentioned people children. We should kids in foster care is what you said.
What I'm saying is in general, overall. If I don't want to have a baby, I should have the choice to.
Just don't have sex then.
Even as teens, people explore. And it's like, as funny as you want to be, people should still have the choice. I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with babies in foster care and children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really...
You have a child.
I know y'all seen this story going all across social media. Here's this innocent black woman who's an American citizen, who votes for the right, who's pro-life. She does her street interviews and she asks a fellow black American about why they're pro-choice and why she is pro-life. And you know what happened? The pro-choice black American punched her, beat her, attacked her, assaulted her. Her face is scratched up and bloody, all because of her beliefs. Y'all told me I should worry about the triple K. No, I'm worried about the triple L. These leftist, liberal lunatics, they're out here on a rampage terrorizing innocent American citizens. If you're driving a Tesla, they terrorizing you. If you're pro-life, they terrorizing you. If you voted for the right, they're terrorizing you. And y'all told me all the hatred comes from the conservative side. Oh, well, if you join the Republicans, they hate black people. Well, what about this woman who simply was attacked because of her beliefs? You have to show me how that makes sense. How I'm so tired of the gaslighting that comes from the left, where they act like they're so high and mighty and they have all this empathy and they have this moral ground that the right doesn't have. Once again, a innocent black American woman was attacked for her beliefs by these liberal leftist lunatics who are terrorizing innocent people. When would a madness stop? None of this shit is coming from the right. They're not out here beating up liberals for their beliefs. They're not out here destroying liberal vehicles for their beliefs. This is only coming from the liberal party, the party of hatred. We already know this.
Ivana, the girl in the blue dress interviewing Brianna Rivers, is a key example of what could happen when you antagonize a person and back them into a corner. Now, as for Brianna, I do think she should have walked away from the situation or learned to use her words to de-escalate how she was feeling, because the interviewer was purposely baiting you to get that reaction out of you on what you are talking about, and that is a very touchy subject. Now, I'm gonna say that is the most New York way to respond to something, and she should have expected something like that when you antagonize people to that level. I'm talking about Savannah. But I'm still gonna double down and say, hey, if I was in that situation, Brie, I would have just walked away and deal with the consequences of her posting that video and making you look like that, because she did twist what you were saying. And I see at a certain point you just kind of got agitated and you were just kind of just going off about things, and she was just, you know. But now she's definitely going to run with that whole series that you were the villain in the entire thing. But I think people are going to watch that and see exactly what happened. And I'm going to say again, the girl in the blue dress definitely antagonized you and definitely twisted the situation because it started so nice.
I know y'all saw that woman get sucker punched during that interview, right? Okay, boom. So I saw a bit of the interview, actually, because I tried to find a full version. However, that reporter antagonized that girl. I'm not sorry to say that, and I think anybody would have probably, unfortunately, laid hands on that woman for twisting their words around, especially when they're on camera. Brianna said that she is pro-choice, which, hey, that's my business. However, if you want to be a parent, you pro-life. However, don't tell somebody, well, if you don't want kids, don't have sex. No, how about you wrap it up? Because she did ask her, like, do you think that kids in the foster care deserve to be unalived if they've been touched? Which I don't see what that had to do with the question at hand. But okay, Brianna unfortunately did entertain it. And yes, that reporter twisted her stuff around. So she said, well, it's not funny, but she clocked her good. But let this also be a lesson, you know, even though some of us can have a healthy debate, don't let nobody really push you to that edge, because you didn't really have to hit her. However, shorty, you didn't have to twist her words around, let alone antagonize her on camera. So it go both ways.
A journalist named Savannah was punched in the face by a girl named Brianna, basically for having a difference of opinion. Some may say she was antagonizing her. Some may say she was putting words in her mouth. Either way, she was dead wrong. So you're going to punch everybody who you have a difference of opinion on? But also, you got to be aware and know how to talk to people, especially in certain environments. She was in Harlem, in New York City, where a lot of mental patients are walking around. And some of them might seem like regular old people. But New York City has a lot of mental patients walking around, and you would never even realize. Shit, I might be one. But anyway, I do think she was really, really wrong. And a lot of people are saying, oh, bail her out. For what? She's wrong. Suffer the consequences. You can't just go punching people in the face. That's wild. And then you did this to a journalist, somebody who has a platform to speak out and make you pay for what you did. That's wild. Wild. And those who are saying, yeah, she got what she deserved, stay away from me.
Yeah, we're doing some interviews today. Such a good vibe.
And period, because... And I don't know why people are making comments and videos saying, oh, wow, violence isn't the answer, and I don't agree with that. Shit. Since when violence was not the answer when you playing with people? Bro, you are in New York City talking to a real New Yorker, twisting her words, being condescending, and think you're not gonna get popped? We give it up like that. You chose the wrong city. If someone is accusing me of being a child, hell yeah, I'm gonna pop you in your mouth when you're twisting my words. Watch your mouth. It's not about differences of opinion. It's about you gaslighting me, provoking me, and then shocked when you get smacked. Violence isn't the answer. When the fuck in the history of humans was violence not the answer? I feel like free speech, you should always have free speech, but also free hands. There are consequences to you playing with people. So yeah, you could say whatever you want, but prepare for the consequence of getting your shit rocked. And I don't feel bad for her. I don't give a These type of debates, you already know it's a heated topic, right? And you were deciding to have these heated topics with strangers. What did you expect was going to happen? This is a conversation you need to have within the confinements of, like, you know, a safe space like your home with individuals that you know. You don't do that shit with a stranger, especially a New York City one. What happens to the phrase talk shit, get hit? Oh, okay. That phrase is always cool until it happens to you. I've always said this. I am never above smacking the shit out of somebody. In my honest opinion, a lot of people need to get smacked.
Really cannot condone violence on this app, so here's what I'm gonna say. If you pick up your camera and your microphone and you set out to create rage bait content, you go to the streets, you find people that disagree with you, and then you say things to upset them, to elicit some sort of response and get their reaction on camera, and in essence rage bait, don't you expect people to become enraged? What do you think that the rage and rage bait stands for? And how do people act when enraged? To me, it sounds like you got what you asked for, right? You wanted a clip of someone who disagreed with you and was so upset that you could put on the internet and say, here, look at this. Isn't this crazy? On your behalf, maybe not the crazy you were going for, but crazy nonetheless. So to me, you got what you asked for. And now you're asking the public to make excuses for you or draw the line for you or create an environment where you don't have to take accountability for your actions. And that's not fair. These people, when you picked up that camera and that microphone, they did not consent to be a part of your content when they stepped out the house for the day. You're rolling up on the street and you don't never know what a on the street is going to give you, especially in New York. So you got what you asked for. Be a little bit more careful next time.
Did y'all see that video with that girl who just punched that reporter in the face? A pro-choice person was being interviewed by a pro-life person, and they say on the interview, I couldn't see the interview fully. They say, what is this in my face? I'm eating. Sorry. They say that the lady was antagonizing her and twisting her words. Every time she answered, she antagonized her. And I'm pretty sure she pulled that lady on the side of the road to talk to her. And once she found out that she was pro-choice, she decided to try to... Sorry, somebody sent me a message. She was looking to antagonize her and tell her, I don't know, try to make her seem like she's a crazy person for wanting to be a pro-choice person. And people trying to say that she sucker punched her. Girl, she three-pieced that woman. If you go back and look, she said, do. Like, she didn't give that lady no chance. And me, I know better than to stop on the side of the road. Unless it's one of them, like, you know, fashionable people or one of those people asking, hey, what song are you listening to? I ain't stopping. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not stopping. I'm not doing no interviews about no Trump. I ain't doing no interviews about what's going on in the world. It's too much. I'll speak my mind on here. But she was dead wrong for hitting that lady in the face now. If you was that mad, I would have threw her mic or something. I would have threw something or whatever. If you were really, really that mad, and that's still doing too much. But the three-piece that lady was wild. And lady, if you gonna be standing on stuff, make sure you talking to somebody who from where you from, so you can kind of predict what they're gonna do, because you putting yourself in harm's way going out there trying to change other people's minds. Like, you get what I'm saying? I would get it if you're trying to understand their thinking or whatever, because I'm not saying, I'm not talking about either side. I ain't got no kids. I ain't trying to have none. But my thing is, she put herself in harm's way going on the side of the street with times as crazy as it is right now. Just deciding that, ask questions. Like you won't get three-pieced. Like, what did you do when she got up? Were you prepared for something like that? No, you weren't. You screamed, you cried, and that was that. So at least if you're going to put yourself in harm's way and ask these type of questions, you know, buckle up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be going out there and then crying wolf when somebody hit you. I mean, of course, she got arrested and stuff like that, but that lady probably feel good about what she did. There was no lesson learned for either party. It seemed like, because it seemed like you probably going to continue to do your journalist stuff, and she going to continue to be standing on what she's standing on. So what's the purpose of you standing on the side of the road asking people these questions? And what's her purpose of just punching people when you don't agree? Point blank, period.
I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with babies in foster care and children that have been abused. That's not the point. What I'm saying, that's really...
So I just watched the full interview on YouTube, and honestly, she had it coming. She had it coming. I'm not saying it was right for the other girl to put her hands on her. That wasn't right. But one, you messed up at having a street interview regarding a touchy topic like that on 125th. That was your first mistake. All sorts of different people's there. Crazy people. You don't know what people's mental health is looking like, what they're going through. I just feel like 125th wasn't the right place to have that type of interview. That was your first mistake. Two, the girl that punched the girl in the blue dress in the face wasn't even disagreeing with some of the points that the girl in the blue dress was making. She was actually agreeing with her on certain points. But I felt like the one in the blue dress was like egging her on. Like trying to debate with her. Like just trying to... I guess because she didn't agree with her point of view. Because the one in the blue dress was pro-life. And the one that punched the other girl was pro-choice. The pro-choice girl wasn't necessarily disagreeing with the pro-life. She was just giving her opinions on the topic, and then also talking about the positive things that Planned Parenthood provides and the positive services that they provide, not just abortions, positive things that they provide besides abortions. I feel like the interviewer started to be a little condescending and started to switch up the other girl's words a little bit because of her views and the fact that she was pro-choice. She kind of started to put words in her mouth like, oh, so it's okay to kill, da-da-da-da, when that's not what she said. That's not what came out her mouth. So you was playing with her, and then that's why you got punched in your shit. You was playing with the bitch. And not everybody want to be played with. And then not everybody, you got to remember, this is New York. This is not a fairy tale. So you debating and going back and forth with a stranger on the street. What the hell do you expect? You expect it to be rainbows and sunshine and, oh, we're just going to have a debate and go back and forth and I'm going to get this person riled up and nothing is going to happen? This is New York, boo-boo. And you was on 125th. On top of that, you wasn't downtown interviewing, like, in a different type of... You was on 125th. What did you expect? Then you being smart with your... Like, you being smart and condescending. Like, she had it coming. And I'm not saying, like, it was right for the other girl to punch her in her shit, but that's why you got punched in your shit. A perfect example of this is, you ever meet those people that, like, you're having a regular conversation with them, but they love to debate and go back and forth. And not only do they love to debate and go back and forth, they'll, like, find the minutest things to debate with you about. Like, for an example, I could be like, water is blue. Or the sky is blue. They're gonna be like, oh no, actually, technically it is turquoise and da-da-da-da, and then try to, like, get you to go back and forth. Like, you got it. Sometimes you also need to learn when to walk away. That other girl should have just been like, I see what the type of timing she's on. She obviously wants somebody just to go back and forth with. I'ma just walk away. You got it. So, yeah. I feel like that was a lesson for both of them. The one that punched the girl, you gotta learn when to walk away from people and situations and conversations and be like, you got it. And then the girl that got punched in your shit, you gotta stop, like, egging people on. That's what you get for egging somebody on, one, and then then also, it's okay to have different opinions about a topic. You can't force your beliefs and your thoughts onto the next person. Like, no matter how many good points you try to make, you cannot make another person, like, be like, oh, okay, I agree with you. Like, it's gonna be a never-ending back and forth. So, I feel like once you got the girl's opinion, that should have really been it. Like, you kept going back and forth trying to change her perspective, and then on top of that, try to make her feel bad, and then add words in her mouth about what she was saying, about her opinion. So, I don't know. I hope you all learned that lesson. Also, it would have been different if it was like on a talk show, when you would have brought somebody on to a show and it's a setup and a stage and you know who you're interviewing. You're interviewing a stranger on the street. They're liable to do anything to you. Feel away, that you don't know who this person is. You don't know their mental health. You interviewing a stranger on the street. You don't know how they're going to react to a certain situation. Then again, I'm not saying what she did was right, but
Please go down in the comment section and share your thought about this story down in the comment section. Do you think that the interviewer was wrong, or the interviewee was wrong? Go down in the comment section and share your thought. But please, as always, keep it respectful here on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thought, okay? I know some people will say, Destiny, why do you always repeat this in all your videos? I have to do that because of things like this, because some people can understand and some people can comprehend the fact that we have different opinions. We can disagree, we can agree to disagree, that 10 things can be right at the same time. Some people just don't get it. So that's one of the reasons I always say here on this channel, we're just here to have conversation. We allow, the beauty even comes from the fact that we don't agree on everything. That's just where it comes from. So we're allowed to disagree. It's a safe space to have conversation. Just don't insult, cause, or trigger anybody, please. So in this case, I saw like a huge part of the interview, and you could see clearly how the girl on the blue dress, the interviewer, was going hard on Brianna and was just keep going on her. Even though Brianna tried so hard to defend her point, but it's almost like the other lady is not allowing her to talk. Before she says something, before she finishes her statement, the other lady is already like instigating another one, like, oh, you said, oh no. And the truth is that you can be pro-life, you can be pro-choice, whatever. I personally am of the opinion of a pro-choice. Like, I don't like pro-life. I get where people are coming from, but me, I believe that anything can happen. Yes, you can prevent all those things by getting contraceptive, prevent pregnancy. And even if the pregnancy come, there are other options rather than tie yourself on things that usually will alter the navigation of your life all your life. So I am pro-choice. Choose the direction you want your life to go to. And she's talking about, oh, how you can you can choose not to have sex. It's not just even people that consciously or actively have sex that falls into this type of victim. We have people that are being raped, we have people that are being abused, we have people that are being molested, and at the end of the day, these children end up being in the system. Look at those 32 with 7 kids, 26 with 6 kids. For me, those agony that they're putting these children, that abject poverty that this children has been put, could easily be taken away if it was pro-choice and this woman choose not to bring these children into this world and all that. But I know we're going to disagree to agree, but for me, that's my own opinion. I believe that we should have the choice, especially as women, to ask ourselves the honest question if we really want to bring these children into this world. I don't know if I'm making sense. So I get the debate both of them were having, but Brianna, the interviewer, was wrong pushing so hard. But I get it as an interviewer, coming from someone that did media, you do interview to get response and get raw emotions out of people. That's why you're a journalist. Like, if you're not good at getting emotions out of people, like, what are you doing? I get it. So this is where Brianna could have easily walk away. And I can see people doing this debate like, oh no, pro-life people can't stand, pro-choice people can't stand pro-life people. They put hands, they're very aggressive. I don't understand why that is even a narrative out there. This is just an individual response to things. I personally, I don't believe in any individual putting their hands on anybody. Everybody keep your hands to yourself. No matter how angry you are, no matter how upset you are, keep your hands to yourself. So I don't agree with Brianna putting her hands on her. Like, I don't agree with her. But also, I feel like in those type of street interview, be ready to walk away. Like, some people just feel the need that they have to stand their ground and defend their actions, their thoughts, their opinion so hard that they can get physical or very aggressive. No, you can make your point across and make kumbaya out of it. And it's just crazy that when the interview started, both of these ladies were kiki kakaing with each other. They were making jokes here and there, talking da 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 da, until it went left really quick. Like, it just went from 0 to 100 real quick with them. So I really wish that Brianna should have handled it, probably walk away or just keep quiet and just look at the woman, like, just silence. But I guess sometimes people just don't want to look dumb, or you don't know what Brianna is going through, but that's not a justification for her to put her hands on anybody. Clearly, this woman have posted this video on social media, and I think she took a lawsuit against Brianna for assault. I'm not that sure for that. But yeah, let me know what you think about this video down in the comment section. But as always, keep it respectful. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because it helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that'll be supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.